Belinda, if you could, just give us your thoughts on the victory today.
Yeah, very happy to be through. Of course, it was a very difficult match, very close tiebreak. So it was very important, I think, to win that first set and then start well into the second. I'm happy with how I fought. I felt like I could have played a little bit better, but of course, Iga is a player that doesn't make it easy for you. And yeah, it was just a tricky match overall. So very happy.
Thank you. Questions? Yes.
Amy Tenery from Reuters. Congratulations. There have been a number of marathon matches at the Open this year on the men's and women's side, including yours today. To what do you attribute that? Is it the quality of the field, the fact that the fans are back? What's behind all this?
Yeah, it could be a little bit of both, for sure. I think the field is very even, especially on the women's side, I would say. But maybe this year's US Open, also a lot of men-seeded players they lost, and a lot of 5-set matches. And I also definitely feel like it could be the crowd, because it always brings you back into the match, and they always kind of want the person that's losing, they always like cheer them on. And I definitely feel like this is the first time like to have a big crowd again for us. So it's very motivating, and maybe sometimes when you don't play with people, it can a little bit slip away from you, the match, and like this maybe you fight more, I think.
Willie?
Congratulations. Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Of course, we don't know which of the two players it will be in your next match for the quarterfinals, but it could be Shelby Rogers or Emma Raducanu. How would you describe first Shelby and the challenge, and then perhaps move on to Emma?
Yeah, both of them are amazing players, they're in the fourth round. I played Shelby in Cincinnati earlier, the tournament before here. So she's very tricky, she has a great serve, and it's very hard to kind of find the rhythm with her, with the rallies. And then with Emma, of course, she's up and coming and amazing talent. I didn't see much yet how she played, but what I saw is definitely she's very athletic, she's moving great, and she has great results. So for sure I'll watch the match and then do the tactics and kind of analyze both.
Just one follow-up about Shelby, if I may. How much did you have an opportunity to see her match against Ash Barty, and what are your thoughts on the run that she's had here so far?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see the match against Ash Barty, but then I, of course, saw the highlights and everything. It was very emotional, and it was a goosebumps feeling, how the crowd, of course, supported her. She's the last American woman standing, so for sure it's a big hope for her, and it's just a very nice story, and she definitely deserved it. She had some setbacks too with injuries, so I'm always very happy for if it's a very nice story, and also she's a very nice person, so I'm very happy for her how it's going, and I'll definitely watch the match tonight.
Thank you.
Courtney?
Or not tonight, but now.
Courtney Nguyen, WT Insider. Hi, Belinda. Congratulations. It seemed like you came out, especially very early in the match and through the first set, with a very clear game plan that you wanted to take against Iga. How much of that was what you learned from your guys' match in Adelaide, and if you could just kind of talk about how you approached playing this match?
Yeah, I definitely had an idea, what she was going to do, what her plan would be. But then also I was telling myself I improved a lot in certain areas of my game, which then makes the tactic for her a little bit different again. And then she kind of had to adjust that mid-match. And I was kind of prepared for this. So I'm happy that worked well. And for sure, you kind of want to take the experience from the last match. You know how it feels to play her, but then you don't really kind of want to, take the result as how it's going to be, because you can never really rely on a past result for the next match, especially, how it's always up and down. The conditions is different. Every match is just different. And it can be, 1 week and then the next week, and it's a completely different match. So, just took the positives out of it, what I can take, but then took it as a new match.
And one more, if I could. You were obviously returning so well. It seemed like very early on, putting a lot of pressure on her service game. She started to kind of work in a little bit more variety as the set wore on, with a little more loop and high balls and things. What were you kind of telling yourself as she started to adjust a little bit her game style towards the end to kind of get that massive first set?
Yeah, of course it was very important, and it's true. She was serving a certain way, and then I was, finding my returns very well, and then she kind of adjusted and had great serving, and I definitely expected that. I mean, she's a top 10 player. She knows how to serve, and she has a plan A, plan B, plan C. So, yeah, I think it was important. I kind of took that away from her a little bit and put her under pressure, because my service is pretty good, and I felt very good on my service games. And yeah, I mean, it was important. It was very important, the first set, and it would be also, it's mentally important, because when you lose a set like this, it's very frustrating, and yeah, a little bit bitter, to lose a set like this. So then I started to kind of focus on the next set and try to go up again quickly. So I put pressure on her again.
Okay. One more. Anybody in English? Courtney, last question.
Yeah. Obviously, you're some former semifinalist here and have that experience of going deep at this event. How much do you feel like that's helping you this time around in terms of managing, today's match, the next match? Just, this isn't necessarily uncharted territory for you at this point, in New York. So do you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like here, I've had kind of my first big successes in a Grand Slam. I was 17 when I made my first quarterfinal, so that also kind of gave me this idea, and I definitely feel like it's just adding to the experiences, and I feel like from all of these situations you can always learn something, and now I definitely learn, this, how it is to be in the second week, how to manage these quarterfinals, semifinals matches. I also feel the Olympics helped me a lot in this. I played big matches there as well, and I kind of know now how it feels, to go to go deep in a tournament, in an important tournament. And yeah, it definitely feels good.